This evening we're at the Radio Centre in Donnybrook with stories connected to RTE Radio, and we begin by looking back 30 years to a competition which was held on the Byrne show. The competition was won by a group of performers from Macroom in County Cork, and their musical show beat stiff competition from different parts of the country. Recently, the cast and performers from that time came together to recreate the performance from 3 decades earlier. And our reporter Marion Malone went along to see the show at the newly opened Briery Gap Theatre in Macroom.
The whole town of Macroom, between Blarney and Killarney halfway, in mid-Cork, is out in force. People standing outside the hall now at this stage, listening to you.
I don't believe you.
Yes,
I'm
yes. Mary O'Leary.
Hello.
Macroom never reared.
A fool.
Today is a special day in the cultural history of Macroom. The new incarnation of the Briery Gap Theatre is finally opening, following a fire that forced its closure in 2016. But the story begins in 1994, when there was a crying need for a dedicated performance space in the town. And a talent competition on the Byrne radio show promised a possible solution.
I thought it was very interesting, so I said to myself, we have the talent because we just finished a pantomime, Kennedy pantomime group in Crookstown, and then we were starting Carousel and Macroom, and I said, you know, between the two it's good, but I just didn't think I would enter afterwards until such time as Peggy Buckley Macroom rang me, and her family are steeped in music, and she said to me, did you ever consider this, Anne? And I said, now that you mention it, I've been thinking about it. So she said, go and enter it.
And there was a favourable response. So how did Anne go about preparing for the show?
So I went for a walk and I said, what would I like to hear on the radio between 10 and 11? And I thought about the combination of what I would put in. And I came back and I wrote up an entry form and nobody knew about it. Obviously the talent was there. So between the two groups then, between Kennedy Pantomime and Macroom Musical Society, I had to get a title. So I called it Lee Valley Entertainers to incorporate both. So that's how the name came about. So we said, if we win, the 10,000 is going towards a theatre in Macroom. And that was the start of the Briery Gap.
They put the show together and performed for Joe Duffy twice, first for an audition and then when they became one of 12 finalists. After that, it was a matter of waiting anxiously for further news.
Of course, we were all glued to the radio, listening to the opposition, thinking, we're better than them, are we better than them?
Finally, the good news came through. The Lee Valley Entertainers from Macroom had won, and they went on to perform live on the Byrne radio show.
Memories are made of this, sweet, sweet, the memories you gave to me. Sweet, sweet, the memories you gave to me.
As promised, the proud winners of the competition put the winnings towards creating a performance space. The town's old cinema was transformed into a new theatre called the Briery Gap. Former school principal Brendan O'Brien says the town, home to over 4,000 people, is special and has a long-standing theatrical and musical tradition.
Well, the whole place is infused really with music because we have classical music in the town and we have traditional music in the town. We had a very famous singer who was born in Macroom in 1914 called Rita Lynch, and in a sense her aura is over the town to this day, because she really went to the heights of music.
And it must be our pride, outlasting a heart to hide. We wish our love to glide. We'll wait for
She was involved in grand opera and was set from La Scala, Milan, when World War II broke out. 1948 was the start, really, of musical societies, when the Gilbert and Sullivan Society was formed in the town, and Father Buckley then produced the Gondoliers and the Pirates Penzance under very primitive conditions, but they were the music of the day. And ever since then, music drama, like we've gone on with the Gilbert and Sullivan tradition. We've had loads and loads of pantomimes, both here in Crookstown, in Clondrohid, just near us, and a tremendous amount of traditional music as well, a very strong branch of Comhaltas Ceoltóirí just up the road from us here in Ahina.
Pat Kelleher is the most senior member of the original cast of the Gay Byrne show performance.
We did pantomimes, shows, everything. And the place was busy because cinema-wise and everything, like, you know. So we did a lot of stuff, you know. I've been doing pantomime since I was 17 or 18, which is a long time ago, you know. And I enjoy panto more than anything, you know. So that's the building as it was. Then we had the fire.
Although the building was not extensively damaged in the fire in 2016, it fell into disrepair and the town was without a theatre for 8 years.
What are you guys doing? Nothing.
But now, thanks to Cork County Council and various government grants, this new building is officially open, much to the delight of the people of Macroom. The €9 million complex consists of a library at ground floor level, featuring a woodland-themed children's area with a treehouse reading nook. The 215-seater auditorium also includes a state-of-the-art audiovisual system.
Thankfully now the management here, Mike, is very open to having pantomime back and community events back, which is great for everyone that loves the stage, because it is a passion and it really does mean a lot. I think especially for the younger people now coming up, it's a marvellous opportunity to give them the stage.
To celebrate the opening of the theatre, for one night only, the original group who won the Gay Byrne competition 30 years ago are back to reenact their winning performance. And it's nearly showtime.
I'm a bit dodgy at the moment, Marion, but I always am. I think it's like playing a match. Once you get the first ball, you'd be hoping that the nerves would go, so I'm hoping that the first line when you go on the stage, that I'll be fine.
The nerves are great. We are so delighted to be able to be back up and running with the Briery Gap Theatre again. We are thrilled.
It's brilliant. It's such a feel-good feeling to be out there now and see everyone so excited to be here after such a long time.
Lots of butterflies. It's a very exciting night. Lots of nostalgia, lots of feelings, but it's so exciting.
The original cast members are excited to be performing on stage together again.
We go boom, biddy boom, biddy boom, biddy boom, biddy boom, biddy boom, biddy boom, boom, boom.
The piece that we performed was originally performed by Peter Sellers and Sophia Loren. Now, I'm no Sophia Loren, but to make it local, Anne's idea was that we would make the female character with a Cork accent.
Doctor, I'm in trouble.
And then when Kevin and I, 30 years later, got back together to do this, it was like, you know, no time had passed. We just can't believe it's 30 years.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, audacious.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, flirtatious. It is me.
It is you.
Is it you?
It isn't me.
Oh, I am so sorry. Very sorry. It is us.
Well, I played the drums. We've got Anne Egan on piano. We've got 2 violins, a cellist playing a lovely piece from Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals, The Swan. And that's our orchestra. We back the choir. So basically it's local involvement. The choir, the chorus are all made up of local people, and nearly everybody that was in the original has been able to take part in this one, so that's lovely, that's fantastic.
Back then, Liam O'Brien, who later went on to a career in radio and heads up the multi-award-winning documentaries on One on RTE, was the youngest member of the group.
So I was the baby, I was 16 years old at the time that the auditions initially took place. That would have been in April 1994. It was absolutely great fun. I mean, I was only a young fella, so to be coming into a group of seasoned, many of them were really seasoned performers, really open, welcoming, you know, they were delighted to have somebody young. I was delighted to lean into older people, and it was just such a fun time.
And on this momentous occasion, there's a special video message for the people of Macroom.
Sorry I can't be with you this great evening, but wishing you well, and I hope to visit Macroom very soon, and that will prove that there is a fool in Macroom, and his name is Duffy Joe. Remember, any problems with tonight, any hiccups, talk to Joe. 0818 715 815. The live line is open now. Come on, Macroom! Come on, Macroom!
And so the show goes on. The show has brought the community together, and the audience reaction among those who also attended in 1994 is poignant.
I loved it. It brought back so many memories of times past. It shed a few tears as well because, you know, somebody had passed by, including my husband. And we had a lovely night. And we made up connections as well, people we had met for a long time. So it was a brilliant night. We just loved it.
I thought it was just uplifting, so spectacular. And we knew most people on stage, which was wonderful. And a big joy to the town that it's opened again.
It was bittersweet. I missed my husband not being there because he was part of the theatre going back over many years. You know, when there were certain songs now that they performed there tonight, there was a tear in my eye, you know, because I was remembering back, and it's been 22 years since he passed away.
And the experience is equally rewarding for the cast.
When you look out, it's not the same as the old theatre. There's a newness about it. It looks very different. It is very comfortable. They were a brilliant audience. They really warmed up. It was super, and it made me nostalgic for the old days of the old musicals we used to do.
Yes, 30 years have passed and life has taken everyone in different directions, and yet we have this kind of commonality. So to be coming back to kind of share and relight and rekindle that moment that we shared 30 years ago, it's fantastic.
And if you would like more information on the Briery Gap Cultural Centre and Theatre, go to the website which is on screen now.